Hello, everyone. Today is February 8th, and this is etcd community meeting. We have four things on our agenda, as you should see on the screen. And the first topic is by Ala. Do you want to talk about security assessment?
Hey again, folks. Coming back from Kubernetes land, from SIG Security, the subproject assessments. So we were able to read over the tag security assessment that was done by some of Justin Kaplos's students. And we would love to kind of dig into it further and elaborate on it. For us to do that, we'd love to get a tour of the code base to get a little bit more familiar with it. And we're wondering kind of what's the best way to go about something like that. And also, we do have some ideas for how we could kind of make the model more specific, the threat model that is. So maybe coming at it from a Kubernetes perspective, the assessment as it's written seems pretty like general to just kind of like etcd as a whole. So, we could look at like, how Kubernetes uses it. Are there, areas where there's risk of buffer overflow? How is RBAC being implemented in the system? How is unencrypted versus encrypted data handled, and that kind of stuff. So and really we're wanting to work with you maintainers to really understand like what types of like focus areas would be most useful to you, and what do you think is most pressing. So yeah.
I can start with something, and Benjamin, Mark, Sue, and you guys can add. I think starting from how Kubernetes use etcd is a good starting point. Like there is a config doc in actually Kubernetes code base that we probably can start with. Anything else?
Okay. Where can we find that?
I can drop you the link.
Awesome.
Yeah, just I'll assign this to myself.
Thank you. So yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, awesome to hear that, kind of taking like a Kubernetes specific approach. Obviously, it's a pretty heavy user of etcd. But yeah, are there, just given like what you folks are focused on, are there any suggestions for kind of like what you think we could look into, just beyond how Kubernetes uses etcd? Or would love to get some ideas there.
Mark has also had a talk about the contract between etcd and Kubernetes. I think that would be good.
It doesn't. Yeah, the document doesn't go really into. It's more about semantics of resource version and what like high level capabilities. I think if we go outside of Kubernetes itself, the main thing that etcd has related to security, and but it's not used by Kubernetes, is the authorization model. I don't know if you're looking into that or you're interested in that, but from my point of view, this is the most or problematic part of like we have been, or it's been built some time ago, and there was not really with idea for multi-tenancy, but it was not really, I think, designed fully and not really assessed, and there was a couple of decisions that we've been looking to revise or think about this. And definitely we could no one was pushing it forward, so it stayed as it is. So that we know that there's a couple, or at least we know that there is issues with Watch, or depending on how you define, like I know, security threat or and guarantees would authorization, or there is definitely some work still needed to revise what is the authorization model for Watch. And make it at least have it documented well, because it's not clear, even not only for users, it's sometimes not clear for maintainers what is the guarantees that we provide for Watch.
Cool. So yeah, it looks like so maybe it's not Kubernetes specific, but yeah, in any case, like something that could be useful is, yeah, like you said, looking at the authentication model, better documenting it, and then would also like better documenting the guarantees, but then also yeah, I mean, based on what we find, like potentially, yeah, making suggestions about where improvements could be made outside of what's already understood that needs improvement.
Yeah, maybe something that comes closer to Kubernetes is fact that without authorization, like, or how Kubernetes uses etcd with intention, without authorization, there is combined. There is no separation of identity between cluster or etcd user and cluster administrator. So technically, it's the model is just based on etcd. No one really accessing etcd, and also Kubernetes being the let's say. Having full trust, or depending on Kubernetes security, depending on Kubernetes credential, having the credentials being secured in Kubernetes, and no, or API server could be, but like having access to API server credentials to etcd is totally would totally compromise etcd. So definitely, like looking into perspective of whether what operations should be done by client and what operations should be done by cluster administrator would be good to look into, because currently, without authorization, how Kubernetes uses it, anyone can use anything. So
Okay, awesome. That's a really, really good pointer. I appreciate that. Great. I think that is everything we needed. Really appreciate it.
Question: how important for you is the code tour? I don't know if we could organize it, or
yeah, so I think, why don't we, I can take an action once when Gia has a chance to upload the link to how Kubernetes uses etcd. Maybe we can you know, see how far that gets us. And then we could maybe reach out to schedule a code walkthrough if we think we need more detail. How does that sound?
Sounds good.
Great. Awesome. Thank you.
Okay, if that's all on the security assessment, we can go to the second topic by Siwan.
So just to call out that the downgrade support from 3.45 to 4, although it's not like fully approved yet, so I'm already working on the implementation. So if you have any concern about it, please raise it.
Yeah, I think the original idea was Benjamin's. So yeah, Benjamin, if you have time, could you help to take a look?
Yeah, the point is, you know, when when the user upgrade the class from 3.4 to 3.5, if the upgrade somehow failed, then the user maybe not need to downgrade. But my original thought is the user just to rolling downgrade. There's no any manual or programming intervention. There's no need to manual to migrate the data. I think the LCD should can automatically migrate the data. Otherwise, otherwise the user need to, we need to think about this from the user's perspective. If I manage a cluster, Kubernetes cluster, then I need to update the downgrade framework to update the script to manually to run the LCD UTL migrate command in between downgrade each members.
So there, regarding that, there's a new update in the doc. So we found that the automatic downgrade of the data is necessary for accepting snapshot from the other members. So we cannot rely on the LCD util script to do that. So I actually added that into the PR of 3.4.
Yeah, so we've been analyzing and seeing that overall etcd implementation of hybrid clusters is very over optimistic because it assumes that you can run clusters with different versions for some time to do the live rolling upgrade. But on the other hand, it has mechanism to send snapshots between the members, and it can result in older member sending snapshot to newer member, and newer member sending snapshot to older member, which is like horrible from any schema or like trying to understand what fields are guaranteed or what not, and what we can expect and what not. So it's definitely a really good find for both like the current work and maybe in future to implement the downgrades, because it seems that we cannot like those are those kind of like scenarios that we didn't predict in the original design. We went through happy path, and we need to make sure that all in every situation, even if there is a slow member that will download the snapshot, it works correctly. So I think it's
my point. My point has nothing to do with the snapshot. So anyway, the point is whether should the users should run the LCD UTL migrate command between each member?
My point is right now the user doesn't need to run LCD util anymore. Yeah,
okay.
That part is removed.
So with the LCD tutor get started, it will automatically migrate the data, right?
Yeah, so we just need to pass in the flag of allow downgrade.
Okay. You need to add additional flag, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I will take a second look. Yeah, offline.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, Nate, do you want to talk about the doc and doc analytics?
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, 1 second. In that case, please update the Google Doc. In the Google Doc, you haven't updated Google Doc.
I have.
I think it is.
In the Google Doc, I still see the migrate the data file. That's applied to the tutor form. That's please remove. If it's not necessary, you need to remove that step or add comments.
Okay, I'll do that.
Okay, so Benjamin, if you please or comment on the side that you think it should be removed, and Xuan can do it.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. If that's all, sorry, Nate, but can you?
That's okay. We've done we're nearly finished the analysis and report. Thanks to the triage meeting folks last week for letting us jump in on your meeting. we have got reviews now. We've got some suggestions, and Josh has approved the PR. So we're going to make some changes based on that feedback. You're still welcome to take a look if you'd like. But our next steps are to incorporate that feedback, hopefully merge today or tomorrow, and then we're going to start opening up issues on the etcd.io website repo. That'll be our docs sort of place for these. We'll create an umbrella issue, and each of the issues is going to track a piece of the implementation plan that you'll find in here. So the way we've tried to scope each part of the implementation plan and each of these issues that we're going to be creating should be about, I'd say, about 4 hours of work for somebody who is a writer and who has some familiarity with the etcd project. So that'll all be coming together in the next. I'm hoping that'll be available for the next in the next week. So yeah, does anybody have any questions about the process or where we're at or what we're doing? It's an interesting read. I recommend. Dave did a lot of work, and I might be biased. I like reading about writing, but it's an interesting couple of reports. And this is, I know that the reports aren't always all that interesting to read through, which is why we're creating the issues as a part of this, and to create a trackable sort of set of actions. But yeah, I'm always happy for comments and feedback on this process.
And then once you started the issue, it's open for any community members to take, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like I said, we're aiming them for folks who have already got sort of writing experience and experience with etcd. But that being said, like so these won't be good first issues necessarily, right? These are gonna not always going to be, yeah. But I'm happy for anybody to have a go at these. I'm also going to be, there are some writers in the community that I'm already aware are interested in helping out on this. So once we open this umbrella issue, I'll be inviting them in to take a look as well. And both Dave and I will be available to do copy edit and technical editing or reviewing, but as you see these PRs come in, I'm going to try and focus mostly on like copy editing. So I may ping somebody or ask you folks to be sort of aware of these PRs coming in so that you can do a technical review. We want to make sure that, yeah, we want to make sure that the technical correctness is still our overarching goal for the documentation.
Thank you very much.
Yep.
Okay, thank you. Awesome to see more strategic approach to documentation, so other people can pick up have the same goal and pick up the work. So on the on the topic of docs, Wenjia, do you want to talk about the sprint?
Yeah, yes. Thank you, Nate. You have already answered my question. Basically, in KubeCon, we will set up a SIG, etcd documentation sprint, and I have already posted in the SIG docs maintainer chat, and then waiting for their reply.
Yeah.
So
because and that's one of the things we do every KubeCon. SIG docs will have their own tech docs sprint as a part of the what is it, Cube Community Day, like the day before KubeCon. They always run a doc sprint there. I don't know if you want to ask to piggyback on that one, or if you want to start your own in KubeCon proper, but either way, I would talk to the SIGDocs folks and see what their thoughts are. I'm sure they would welcome our participation, but it's a different set of folks depending on who. Like if you want to jump in on the community one, then that's a different process than setting one up for KubeCon itself.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well, I think I meant the community contributor. One.
Yeah, like that day, the event the day before KubeCon, you mean? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. So I just wanted to take last. If we have some time, I wanted to jump. The last thing was that I think last week we got confirmation that we got a kiosk for etcd during the KubeCon. I cannot share cannot share the screen because it's in other window. It should be available here. Can you see it? Yeah.
Yep.
So yeah, we got the kiosk, and the available hours are. Let me see. We have 3 days. Then I asked for full days, so we had 10:30 to 8 p.m., 10:30 to 5 p.m. and 10:30 to 2 p.m. So I can just copy those times, and we can include it into the spreadsheet that I think I reset the spreadsheet, and we can just reuse it. So quickly. Yeah. So that would be the times. Yeah, so as always, if you're on, you will be on KubeCon, and you want to, I know, be part of community and talk to us, you can join. There's an open spreadsheet, so we can sign up for the kiosk duty, so you can, join us and even talk to other people that use etcd. Or you can get a nice T-shirt, and last time we had T-shirts and hats from Josh, which was great.
Yes.
Where did I lose that?
Do we have? Yeah, I was just going to say, do we have? I'd be happy to volunteer to help man the booth, but do we have? A sign up sheet for folks to volunteer to help out?
I think so. Let me pull it here.
Where is it?
Oh,
Thank you
I
so
put
much.
it in the. I put it in the
Okay, you already found it?
yeah. The notes in today's notes.
Okay, so yeah, let's maybe update it. How we did it last time in Chicago, we split it by 2.5 hours. Did I say it correctly?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, 2 hours.
Let's do that again and fix the dates. So it should be 20, 21st, and 22nd, and it would not. Here is technically longer, but those dates. Okay. So, let me. Right, 22nd. Okay, so I can fix that. So feel free to sign up, and on every hour we want to have at least one person, but not necessarily, but it could be as many as we want. What is happening with? Okay, you can figure it out. So we had a couple of volunteers before. I think we can start spreading them out throughout the days. It's Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Okay, this is 21st. Yeah, so just add your name, and yeah, and hope to see you there.
Yep.
I will maybe clear this up. Okay, so that's all from me. Anything else? Does anyone want to say hello? Anyone new? Any last topics? Okay, if not, I think we can finish for today. Thanks, everyone.
All right, thank you.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
Enjoy the rest of your day, everyone. Bye.